Well, Monday's quake was 15k deep and centred northeast of Culverden. In fact, it was directly beneath Ben and Renee Dampier-Crossley's back paddock. The sheep and beef farmers and their 3 children live in Rotherham between Culverden and Waiau. Earlier today they told me via live view it was, well, what it was like when the quake hit.
On the way to the kids, Renee was knocked off her feet by the force of it, and she ended up crawling down the hallway. And yeah, they just boxed and everything down the hallway that had been knocked off that were stumbling over. But yeah, we've been pretty lucky here, but got off pretty lightly compared to some across the Waiau side.
If we hadn't have been in a new house, we would have been probably a little bit more worse off.
So given the fact that you are right at the epicentre, you have done incredibly well, really, haven't you?
And incredibly well. House is still standing and looks like it's in one piece. Only lost stuff in the house, and stuff's really, not important right now. So very grateful for the position we're in, but just feel for a lot of the people around us, really.
What sort of position are the people around you in? What is the damage in the communities nearest to you, amongst, your friends and neighbours, the shops you go to, the places you visit? What are they like?
So obviously Waiau is pretty cut off. It's worst hit out of all the little towns around us. Culverden's sort of almost business as usual. We can get to Culverden and get supplies and things like that. A lot of the beautiful old homesteads around here are basically demolished. It sort of is what we're hearing, which is the most heartbreaking. But yeah, Waiau has just received, I think, power late last night, and they're hoping to get water on again this afternoon, which will be a lifeline for them. But a lot of the remote farms are probably struggling the most. They're still with no power and water.
Renee, I can see a little one that's just you're just holding her hand. Who's that?
Yes, this is Gussie. She's our 3-year-old, and we have a 7-year-old and a 6-year-old who have gone back to school today just to try and get some normality back in our lives. I think our little school, Rotherham's primary school, which is currently has about 38 students, they've gone back to school today just with one teacher. Our other 2 teachers are still, one has completely lost her home and another home's in a real mess, so they're still sorting their lives out. So we've got one teacher and a teacher aide at school looking after hopefully nearly 30 odd children today, which is fantastic for the kids to get back to reality.
And how are the kids coping? Because it is really upsetting for them, isn't it, dealing with the earthquakes and the aftershocks?
That's been the hardest part, is the children, really. It's more, they've been okay during the day. The first day sort of wouldn't let me out of their sight, and it's mainly just the night time. So they've still been camping in our bedroom, and just whenever they feel a wee aftershock, the sort of hand comes out to grab you. But they're pretty resilient, but definitely has knocked them more than I thought it would, perhaps.
And you are at the epicentre, that's right, isn't it? You are directly above it, or as near to it as anyone is.
Yeah, it's directly behind us at the moment, about 200 metres behind us on the hill.
And for people who are listening on the radio and can't see the shot, the hill behind you looks absolutely pristine. And if you think of the damage elsewhere, the subsidence, the slips, the land that has completely disappeared, it's almost miraculous.
Yeah, it is. Whether it's what they say about being in the eye of the storm, and we have missed it here, but yeah, everything south of us is pretty good too. There's a big slip on a hill at Rotherham, just by my parents' place, but yeah, as in basically south and west of us, that's it. So everything's up to the north.
You're going to stay there, you two, aren't you? You're not going to leave that beautiful place. This doesn't put you off living there.
No way. We're not going anywhere.
No, you feel pretty safe in here. I was up helping another guy who's lost his house yesterday, and whenever a quake hit, he'd jump. And yeah, there's no way he wanted to live in there again. It was a 2-storey house, and they had to come off the balcony above them, jump 2 stories down onto the garden, and get 3 children out as well. So they were pretty shaken.
It's Ben and Renee, whose back paddock was literally above the epicentre.